Bonjour les amis, c'est Benji Kenzo, j'espère que vous allez bien, moi ça va très bien. Aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour le 10e épisode de Noire sur PlayStation 4. Avant de commencer la vidéo, n'hésite pas à t'abonner, laisse ton plus beau pouce bleu de soutien. Allez c'est parti les amis, on va continuer notre aventure, let's go! Allez, go! Nouvelle enquête.
Ah, Phelps. I was just discussing with Finbar here how well you were doing. Have a seat.
Yeah, my real name. And you can just forget all about it.
You boys have a new case. A poor Hispanic woman murdered near City Hall and left lying naked in an alleyway.
Another naked woman, sir?
Yes. We seem to have had quite a run of them since the Dahlia fiend first struck.
Phelps is politely trying to hint that he thinks the Mendez case is hokey.
Well, young Phelps, you win some and you lose some in police work.
You're happy with the Mueller case, sir?
Over the moon, boys! The DA couldn't be more
gueule tout le
pleased
temps,
with
lui.
the evidence, the witness, and the lack of an alibi. Now, get out there and catch me another sinner.
Ok, alors nouvelle enquête, victime du meurtre. Du coup on va prendre la voiture. Allez c'est parti.
You have the address?
It's the alley off Aliso between Los Angeles and Alameda.
You're kidding. The next one will be opposite Central Station.
Count yourself lucky, Phelps. Most guys
la
are killed when
pauvreté,
a
oh.
case so close to their desk.
Yeah, it means they can pop in to hit the office supply of hooch whenever they need it.
You know, that ain't a bad idea. That is not a bad idea at all, Phelps.
Calling all cars. Citizen reports officer needs help. Shots fired. Officer down. 6th Street and Lindley Place. 6th Street and Lindley Place. Unit to handle those three. Identified.
Is offering you a chance to own a small piece of this great land for yourself. We're building sterling.
Là voilà on arrive à destination. Ok, no parking.
Detectives, they're ready to start the show. I'll take you through.
Encore une morte.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Crothers, Pinker?
Cause of death is pretty apparent. We thought we'd best wait for you. When you're ready.
Ok, on va examiner le corps déjà. Putain, ça fait massacrer encore.
Lacerations on the neck
Wow.
would indicate a great deal of force.
On s'est pris un gros coup de poing là. Alors, un message. Date de naissance 7 juillet 1926.
Only 21 years old. But why the library card? Did he want us to find it?
Ok. Embrasse
Kiss
le
the
sang
blood,
BD.
BD.
L'autre main.
Another wedding ring torn from the finger. No skin under the fingernails.
Elle avait une alliance. Non, ça on l'a vu. Elle s'est fait étrangler aussi. Non.
The evidence in the Mueller case was solid. I'm not convinced about Mendez.
The best way to get away with murder is to pin it on somebody else. I'll bet a month's salary this is a copycat.
Strangled, battered,
Yeah,
naked.
we know the M.O. So does every jerk who kills his wife and girlfriend looking for a way out. I've spoken to Brown. He still believes the Dahlia perp has medical experience.
4 women, all murdered, all put on display, all with messages.
Mueller had no message. Look, Phelps, this is getting us nowhere.
Anything for us to go on, Mal?
Head injuries from contact with road, bruising from a small man's shoe, further blunt force trauma to the occipital region at the base of the skull. Could have been fatal, but clear signs of strangulation would seem to rule it out.
Lipstick appears to be a similar color to the other cases. I'll see if I can nail down a brand.
Ok, du coup... On fouille le sac. Mais non, il n'y a pas de sac, merde. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'il y a là? Ah. Une arme de crime.
If she took a blow to the head like the others, she was probably unconscious when strangled.
Elle a été étranglée avec ça. Ok. Alors là, il y a B. Non, après, il n'y a plus rien par là, du coup. Non, ça, c'est des bières. Qu'est-ce qu'on en a à faire des bières? Qu'est-ce qu'on en a à faire? Tiens, il y a du sang, là. Trace de sang qui se dirige là-haut.
May as well follow the trail.
On va aller voir ce qui se passe. Ok. Alors là, le sang, il va par là. Il y a un chapeau. Antonia, chapeau de
Same as a
femme.
library card.
C'est sûrement le chapeau de la dame qu'on a retrouvé morte. Alors, on va suivre le sang. Et le sang, il va jusqu'à là-haut. Ah ouais, le sang, il va loin. Hein. Ah, là, il y a une trace de... Non, là, il n'y a rien. On avance, on avance. On va bien trouver quelque chose.
We kept the area pristine for you boys. Let's check it out.
Tiens, tiens, tiens. C'est quoi ça? Une clé.
House keys, strung up like bait on a hook.
Une clé, d'accord. Encore du sang. Un message.
That's got to be a code or a cipher.
C'est un code, ça. Et là, il y a du sang
You think he's
ici.
trying to lead us somewhere?
Probably all the way to City Hall.
On va monter voir ce qu'il y a là-haut. Ok. Encore un message. Il n'y a rien dedans.
Empty. Where is all of this meant to be taking us? He clearly wants us to find these things. He's left them for us.
There you go, Phelps. Got a new M.O. I told you it wasn't our guy.
Or he might just be getting more confident.
On va redescendre. On va aller voir où on peut aller maintenant. Ah non, on n'a rien là pour l'instant. Sur la clé, ça a quelque chose. Non. On va remonter voir parce que...
Where are you taking us?
On va remonter parce qu'on a peut-être oublié quelque chose en haut. Non, ça on s'en fout. La lettre, ok. Ah, il y a encore du sang là.
Enameled and gold-plated. This
Du
was
maquillage.
precious to her.
Bizarre le meurtrier là. Continue, il y a encore du sang, on va encore monter. Là, il y a encore du sang. Où est-ce qu'il veut m'emmener exactement? Un pinceau.
Looks as though the killer was decorating with this.
N'importe quoi. Il s'en est servi pour décorer. Là, il y a un sac. Expire le 19 mai 1949.
Son of a bitch wants her identified. Mrs. Antonia Maldonado,
Carte de la
712 North Hill Street, downtown.
Allez, du coup, maintenant, on va pouvoir aller au domicile. Allez, maintenant, on y go. Domicile d'Antonia.
It was Mrs. Maldonado, right?
That's affirmative.
All right, so then there's a husband we should be looking for. Get him, we've closed the case.
Rusty's razor, of course. I don't want to question your tried and tested techniques, Detective Galloway. But doesn't the DA require sound casework before he'll close the book?
Not if he's got a confession. And, you know, there's ways of getting those.
I'm sure.
On arrive à destination. Ok.
Wait just a moment. I'm sorry. Can I help you?
LAPD, ma'am. Detective Phelps and Galloway. Does Mrs. Maldonado live here?
Yes, she does. I'm Mrs. Barbara LaPenta, the owner of this boarding house. Is there a problem?
I'm afraid so, ma'am. Do you mind if we come in? Is there somewhere we can discuss this?
Of course. Follow me through to the parlor.
Ok, on va
Wipe
la
your feet as you
suivre.
come in, detectives. It's this way.
Mrs. Maldonado was found dead this morning.
Dead? Oh, no. She can't be.
I'm afraid she was murdered, ma'am. We need to take a look at her things.
I can't believe it. A person seems so alive, and then they're gone. Antonia's room is upstairs, last door on the left.
Dernière porte à
Thank you.
gauche. Ok.
We'll be back shortly.
Excuse us a moment, ma'am.
monte à l'étage. Elle a dit dernière porte à gauche. Voilà, on y est. Oh le bordel.
You look at that?
The smashed window explains why the place looks tossed.
Pic de fer.
You know how I feel about windows, Phelps.
Alors, une lettre. Un message.
Okay, we have an address.
Ok, on a un nouveau domicile maintenant. Et une photo.
The charm bracelet wasn't among the crime scene evidence.
Que le bracelet il avait disparu. Alors on a tous les indices. Donc on va aller poser des questions à la dame. Où elle est d'abord? Elle est là.
We have some questions, ma'am, if you're up to it.
Yes, detective. I'll do my best.
Alors, suspect potentiel.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to hurt Mrs. Maldonado?
That rat of her husband, Angel. She was serving him divorce papers.
If I killed every wife to serve me papers, I'd be a mass murderer.
Are you being flippant, young man?
No, ma'am.
What can you tell us about Angel Maldonado?
She married him when she was 17. He was cruel to her, very cruel.
Très cruel.
She was a good girl, little on the religious side, but a good girl.
Déplacement de la victime.
What time did Antonia go out yesterday?
She left around 9.
Do you know where she went?
No, I've no idea. She was a good girl, but she didn't confide in me.
Come on, Mrs.
Ah,
Lepenti, you must have some idea.
Maybe a movie? Maybe church. She was a very religious girl.
Alors, signe d'effraction.
You've had a break-in?
No! That can't be true.
Ouais. Non, tu mytho, là.
You're being economical with the truth, Mrs. Lepenti. What do you have to hide?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
Ok.
So Antonia lost her keys and used an iron bar to jimmy the back window?
I heard a noise in the early hours of the morning. I thought it might be a raccoon at the milk bottles.
Pas bien de mentir.
It'd be very bad for business if this news got out. I have a reputation to protect.
Dégradation du mariage.
Antonia and her husband were estranged?
Yes. She moved here after she separated from her husband 2 months ago.
But Antonia still wore a wedding ring?
She wore the wedding ring and a necklace. She always wore a religious necklace. That's about all of her jewelry.
We didn't find any jewelry upstairs. You haven't pocketed any evidence, have you?
That's outrageous. Are you accusing me of theft?
Thanks, ma'am. You've been very
2
helpful.
sur 4.
Pay a call to that husband of hers. Lock him up and throw away the key.
Jeter la
I've
clé.
said it right from the start. We
J'aime
should
pas
come
du
down
tout son
on her
mari, hein.
husband. Let's check his place out.
Lui, la voiture. Elle est là. Ok. Domicile de Madrazo, je sais pas quoi.
Think there's anything to the divorce angle?
I've been through 3, but no big deal. After a while, it becomes
Oh, je me dis, hein.
But Angel, he's a young Latino man. It would hurt his sense of who he is. He'd see himself as a failure, a woman taking control over his life.
Then she fronts him and he snaps. Works for me. That makes Angel a killer as well as a piece of shit.
C'est bon, on y est. C'est ici. Alors, l'emplacement de chez lui, c'est
Maldonado is in apartment 304.
appartement 304. Et du coup, on va monter. On est où là? C'est plus en haut. Voilà.
Phelps, this could turn ugly. Forget about knocking. Let's take our boy by surprise.
Hey, what the fuck?
LAPD, motherfucker, you're under arrest.
Il veut se battre, lui, le...
I got 100 pounds of one.
This is going to end in tears.
Tu vas finir en garde à vue, mon pote. Oh, j'ai perdu mon chapeau. Oh merde. On va défoncer là. Oh. On va me défoncer. Voilà, dors. Les deux sont KO.
Damn. They got some decent shots in there. Cuff these sons of bitches, Phelps.
LAPD, you two are under arrest. Call for some backup, Finbar.
Les principaux suspects.
Galloway, badge number 564. I need a prowl car at the apartment building 330 North Hill Street. 2 suspects need transporting to Central.
Your wife has been murdered, Angel.
Antonia? Oh, God, no!
Where were you last night, Angel?
I was here with my brother the whole night, goddammit! You think I'd kill my own wife?
Allons, les embarque.
You get the whole place of going over, then talk to the neighbors. And Phelps?
Alors du coup, on va fouiller l'appartement déjà.
You don't call me Finbar.
C'est quoi ça? Un bar.
The El Dorado.
Il y a quoi là-dedans?
Just picked fruit market.
Moi, c'est de l'alcool.
I wonder if Angel gets all his groceries from this place.
Tiens, tiens, il y a du sang.
This will take some explaining.
Il y a du sang sur sa chemise.
Maybe one of the neighbors took notice of Angel's movement.
Allez, on va.
He's got no alibi. He's toast.
On va descendre jusqu'au véhicule. Alors, domicile de Madrago. On va aller au bar El Dorado. Allez, c'est parti.
Just add milk and those tender, delicious pancakes are ready after a few minutes on the griddle. In fact, Mullingar for meals that are satisfying, good eating, and make your mouth water, use
Not a care in the world.
milled by the same family for generations. Mullingar flour was the first to use steel rollers to process grain into the high-quality flour.
Ici, El Dorado.
What can I get you?
LAPD. Detectives Phelps and Galloway.
Diego Aguilar. How can I help?
You worked the bar last night?
Yeah. Me and a temp guy from the agency.
Did you have a woman in here last night? 21 years old, Hispanic, drinking heavily?
We have a lot of ladies like that in here. But yeah, I know who you mean. Antonia Maldonado. Oh, what did she do?
She was murdered last night.
Oh, shit.
Do you know her well? Was she a regular?
Hell no. She was good and tight last night, complaining about her old man. It's a story you get used to working in a bar. She was so hammered last night, she left a letter on the bar. I'll show you.
Alors, une lettre? Ok.
You want a tip? Refill my coffee next time, honey.
Tiens, tiens, tiens.
Divorce papers.
Papier de
Did you open them?
divorce.
No need to. She was shouting about it and waving the letter around. Said she was gonna show him.
Ok. On va lui poser des questions.
Can you remember what jewelry she was wearing?
She had a necklace. Some kind of religious thing, I think. The temp guy would have more of an idea. She took the beer he served her and cried into it all night.
What time did she leave?
Can't say for sure.
Ah
Did
bah,
she
il ment.
leave with anyone?
No. She wanted a cab, but my payphone ain't working, so I couldn't call her one.
Déplacement de la victime.
Did Antonia say where she was going when she left?
She said she was gonna serve the papers on the husband. Said that would take the smile off his face. If you ask me, she was scared. And the drink was for Dutch courage.
Me doute.
So you let a 21-year-old girl who was stone drunk just walk off into the night?
I'm sorry about what happened, I really am. But I pour drinks. I don't claim to have the answers to everyone's problems.
Why are you stalling us, Aguilar? You're making yourself a suspect.
All I tried to do was help. And you come in here, into my bar, and you start asking me these questions.
What's your shoe size?
What? I take a broad 9, wide feet.
Ok.
My eggs running.
Du coup, on va aller...
Car 11K, Car 11 King, come in.
Alors,
KGPL, 11 King, over.
11K, Captain Donnelly and Detective Sergeant Finnis
On va
Brown.
juste à côté.
We request your presence at Central. A new letter has been found.
11K, en route.
T'es un malade, toi?
Shut. Great. We'll need to come back later, Phelps. Maybe somebody here saw Antonia the night she died.
Qu'est-ce qu'il faut faire là?
Another letter?
On va retourner
I thought the letter was from a nut.
On va interroger le voisinage.
Letters? Brown and Hanson believe they are genuine. From him.
Now we sent another.
You know, I really hate this fuck. This black death.
Forever.
Gently. You know, I really hate this fuck. This Black Dahlia guy. You seen the body? Fucking case just nozzle away at your guts. How? Every prom queen from every fucking hick town in America.
On va essayer d'interroger le voisinage. On va remonter par là. Tombe dans la maison.
What do you want?
LAPD. We're making some inquiries.
Make it quick. I work nights.
So you weren't home last night?
No, I was at work.
You know nothing about Mrs. Maldonado fighting with her husband?
Those two? They're always screaming the place down.
Thanks.
Au moins c'est clean, il me l'a dit.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm playing with my kids. LAPD. Were you here last night?
Yeah. My wife and I are separated, and I had the kids last night. I put them to bed early and went to bed myself.
Thanks.
Tiens.
Hello.
LAPD, ma'am. Did you hear a disturbance last night?
Yes. Yes, I did. Mrs. Maldonado lit out of here, and her husband ran out after her.
You saw this, Miss?
Aranda. I had the door open a crack.
Did you see Mr. Maldonado come back inside after he ran out?
No. I didn't.
Thanks. We'll be in touch.
Alibi du mari. Ok, du coup... Est-ce qu'on peut aller au poste interroger les suspects? Ouais. On va interroger les deux suspects. Commissariat central. Eh mon cher collègue, viens là.
Hey, come on!
C'est bon, on y est.
The captain is waiting for you downstairs with Pinker.
Ok, pour les interroger. Peut-être ici.
That's that guy from the papers.
On est voir le docteur.
Boys, come on in. Phelps, have you met Finis Brown?
Pleased to meet you, sir.
This information is confidential and doesn't leave this room.
The new letter was left in the back seat of a cab. The driver thinks it was put through the window and not left by a customer.
We're checking all the fares back 24 hours regardless.
Good.
Like the previous letters, it's been assembled from headlines and typed from the Times and Examiner, then glued to an envelope.
What is the other note?
This one? That's also new. A poem, hand-typed.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Go ahead. We've been over both documents pretty carefully. They've been wiped with gasoline, so there's no chance of prints.
Ok.
That's the message from the Celine Henry case.
C'est un message codé. Tiens, qu'est-ce que c'est que ça encore?
Keep upon thy soul by virtue of this curse.
That's why we called you in.
Do you think it's original?
Not unless he's a genius.
You like this nutjob's poem?
No, I like Shelley. It was written at least 100 years ago.
Shelley. Sure, I knew that.
You see, Finis? I told you this lad was a bright boy.
Sure, but what has it got to do with the case?
Prometheus Unbound. Prometheus was a titan, a superhuman character who defied the gods to bring fire to humanity.
The Dahlia guy believes he's Superman.
Your guess is as good as mine. One thing for sure is that he's educated. What about the link to the Henry case?
He could have got the wording from the papers. As you said, he is fiendishly clever and takes pleasure in taunting us. What's happening with the Maldonado case?
We have the husband in custody. We haven't interviewed him yet.
Well, upstairs then, lads, and see if we can break him.
Ok, on va interroger Maldonado. Le voici.
Improved your attitude, Angel?
What do you want me to say? I was with Antonia the night she died, but she left the apartment, and that was the last time I saw her.
T'as des questions à te poser. On a dernier contact avec la victime.
So your wife paid you a visit last night. What time was that?
Late, around midnight, maybe? She didn't stay long.
On va mettre ça. Il ment.
You're lying, Angel. You went after her. I think you killed her.
You're out of your mind. My brother will tell you I was at home.
Alors, on a la Libye du mari.
We have a witness who confirms that you were arguing, that your wife ran out, that you followed her and didn't come back.
I know this looks bad, but it's not true. We argued, all right, but she went out and I went out after her and she jumped in a car on the corner.
There was a car waiting for her? Can you describe the driver?
Not the driver. It was too dark. But the car, it was a brown Ford Coupe.
Ok. Procédure de divorce.
You and your wife weren't getting along. She was divorcing you. Is that why you killed her?
We fought, yeah, but we weren't getting a divorce.
Un demi-taux.
I don't believe you, Angel. She'd been granted a decree nisi. She pushed you too far and you lashed out.
I told you, I wouldn't accept a divorce.
Alors, papier du divorce.
The judge had set a date. You were going to be paraded in front of the whole city for your cruelty to her, Angel.
Antonia. Oh, Jesus. She came in drunk, out of her mind. She doesn't normally drink. She was looking around in her bag. Said she wanted to serve me papers. Me, her own husband. So I slapped her down. She ran out. That's the truth.
What size shoe do you wear, Angel?
Size 8. What difference does that make?
When we found your wife, her jewelry had been removed. Was she wearing her religious medallion last night?
Sure. She always wore that.
What about the charm bracelet?
Dis la vérité pour une fois.
You know about that? She never wore it. She didn't like the message. She kept it locked up in that box of hers.
Chemise recouverte de sang.
Your wife has been brutally murdered. So how do you explain your shirt being covered in blood?
You found that? I cut myself shaving.
Ouais.
Angel, I'm not going to waste any more time on this. Give me something or I'm going to have you charged.
My brother, Ippolito, he said some bad things about Antonia last night. So I had to sock him one. We got into it.
Keep talking.
She said she came from the El Dorado bar.
And?
It's not one of my places. We used to buy fruit at the market down the street.
C'est louche.
But the creep there was always running his eyes all over my wife.
What's the name of this fruit market?
Just picked fruit. Ord Street downtown.
Tiens.
One last question.
Un sans faute, les amis.
Do the words kiss the blood mean anything to you?
No. Sounds sick to me.
You're not in the clear by any means, Angel. You're going back into a cell. You should think about whether you have anything else you need to share with us.
Tiens, on a été tout à l'heure. Il y a un petit problème. Alors, trésor de jardin, est-ce que ça va être ouvert?
What's your read on Maldonado?
I still like him for it. Seriously, that line about the guy at the fruit market making eyes at his woman? Believe. We'll get to the market and the guy behind the counter will tell us he saw Angel drag his old lady off into the night. This case will be shut like all the others.
Ah, voilà. C'est un acteur connu, ça. Ah, c'est l'acteur de charme qui fait Léo, je crois. Ah oui.
LAPD, Detective Phelps and Galloway.
Clem Feeney, what can I do for you?
Did you happen to see a young woman last night? 21 years old, Hispanic?
Sure, she came by last night. Why do you ask?
Contact avec la
The young lady arrived around midnight?
Yeah, something like that. Used the phone for a cab and then left.
Attends. Ok, intimidé.
You already knew Mrs. Maldonado, didn't you, Clem?
Sure, I met her before. She seemed like a nice lady. Her husband went apeshit one day when he caught me talking to her. She hadn't been back until last night.
Déplacement de la victime.
Where did she go from here?
She wanted a cab, but I couldn't get her one. I was about to offer to drive her, but a car pulled up and she got into that.
Something bad happened to her, Glenn. And so far, we have her husband as a suspect, and you. Give us something that will make us go away.
Me? You think it was me? Do I look like a violent man?
Okay.
Do you mind if we look around?
Why would you want to do that?
Because we say so.
I guess you can. Don't you have to get a court order or something? I have rights.
Clem? Shh.
Ok, qu'est-ce qu'on va découvrir là-dedans?
No wonder he stays open late at night. People have to get their vitamins. Check through this stuff before we get back out there.
Ah, attendez, je crois savoir.
So what are we hiding in here? This thing needs a combination.
Ah oui. Je crois que c'était 2. Deux. Attends, on va regarder. Indice. Non, c'est pas ça. Note de motif pointillé. 2, 5, 3. Ok, c'est ça. De 5 et 3. Tiens. Il y a du sang là, c'est quoi ce délire? Il y a du sang, pourquoi Ah bah voilà, l'arme du crime.
Why cut someone who was already dead?
Un scalpel.
It's a typical power thing. Once the stiff is dead, the creep usually feels they can do whatever they like. You must have seen it during... This fruit stall punk gets about 10 seconds to explain before I pull his fucking arms off.
Clem!
Je m'en doutais que c'était lui le meurtrier. Ah, va falloir le choper maintenant.
God damn it, get after him, Cole. I'll try to shoot out his tires. Wish me luck.
C'est un grand malade. Oh.
We should have grabbed him when we had the chance, Phelps.
When we had the chance, we didn't know he was our guy.
On va l'avoir.
Strange that he'd leave a trail of blood right back to his own market.
Maybe he wanted to be caught.
Merde.
A lot of them do. The fruit guy's getting away, Phelps.
It's almost too perfect, isn't it?
There's no such thing as too perfect.
Arrête-toi, nom de la loi.
You gotta get me closer. Hit it. Clean this asshole off the road.
Oh la vache. Et voilà, tu es en état d'arrestation.
You're a sick man, Clem. You need help.
Meurtrier.
Outstanding job on this case, gentlemen. The poor woman can now rest in peace. I'll pay the fiend a personal visit myself and remind him that crime in this city does not go unpunished. When they finish with him at the receiving hospital, we'll have him up before the grand jury. I have a meeting this afternoon with the mayor, lads. I'll be sure to mention your names. Now, on your way.
Encore une enquête clôturée avec succès. L'autre il embarque carrément du vin. Bon écoutez les amis, on va s'arrêter là pour l'épisode 10 de Noire. J'espère que cette vidéo vous aura plu. Si c'est le cas, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner. Laisse ton plus beau pouce bleu de soutien. Juste en bas de la description, il y a tous mes liens. Il y a mon Twitch, il y a mon Facebook, il y a ma deuxième chaîne YouTube, il y a mon Discord, il y a ma chaîne Kik. Donc voilà. Je vous dis à la prochaine les amis. Portez-vous bien. Salut!